Did you?
Wow. Let's talk to Luca, who's in Montreal. Go ahead.
Good evening, gentlemen. Happy New Year, Mark. Happy New Year, David.
Thank you. You too.
Luca.
Mr. Burrows, I purchased Agnico Eagle today. I'd like to know what your opinion is on that company. I heard what you had to say about Gold Corp. Do you think I should hang on to this company or give it a shot for the next couple of months? I'll hang up and listen to your answers. Thank you.
Okay, so two things. Not being a fan of bottom fishing, and this is one of the weakest performing stocks in the gold sector. So I would, for that reason, stay away alone. I think the big issue is it's very hard to bring in 5 mines at the same time. And operationally, they've had a difficult time with that. Maybe they should have done them one by one. But the net of it is they did invest the money. We should be seeing lots of cash flow at this point, but there have been operational difficulties that have sort of hung the stock up.
So you're telling him just get out. He bought it today, get out. It went up today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you can't make money in this. Mm-hmm. You absolutely can. It's not our nature to buy stocks that are bouncing along the bottom. Right. I would prefer to, be focused on something that is performing a little bit better. Okay,
David, staying with precious metals, we've got an email from Brenda in Winnipeg on silver, wheat, and SLW. Can you tell me where this stock will go in 2012? It was all over the map in 2011 and essentially finished mostly flat.
Yeah.
If you slept for a year, it did nothing, but it was a very volatile year.
Listen, here. If you really wanted to own a silver stock, this is a good one because you're basically buying a royalty stream on revenues. I think that's positive. Stocks spent the whole year basically consolidating, but again, wrong neighborhood. I'm not focused on precious metals right now.
Jim is in Horsefly, BC. How are you, Jim?
Thank you very much, Mark. I really enjoy your show each day. I watch it. And my question for David is, I bought potash just before it split there about a year ago and ended up paying around $58.30 or something like that for it. And I see it's down to $43.36 now. And I'm just I hold it inside my TFSA, and I'm wondering about purchasing some more, and just your forecast for the company for the coming year. I'm hoping it's going to go up, so I'd just like to hang up and listen to your answer. Thank you very much.
Well, it appears currently in the fertilizer space that there is lots of supply. In fact, you've got people talking about cutting back production, so that's not a great thing. Seasonally, as you get through January, you get into a better seasonal period for the fertilizer companies. The fall tends to be a weak period, and certainly we got that this year. So I think you want to watch how it behaves. Technically, it's challenged. Again, the message tonight is we're not focused on the commodities. We're focused on a very different type of company. I think the market's appetite has quite changed.
Sticking with this theme, we'll take an email now from Steve on Mosaic. Can you give me your outlook on Mosaic? Company came out with earnings after the closing of the yesterday, beat expectations, stock was up, but they had warned previously on production.
Yeah, I think, again, the concern is around guidance. And the stock was up a little bit today, so certainly there's, been some concern built in. But again, same industry, more or less. It's one that we are not invested in. We'll watch to see if the seasonal trade starts to develop.
Would you say, David, that it's safe to say that your investing style, if you were to distill it down, is basically made up of you listening to the markets? It's not what might happen, it's what's happening now, the trends that you're seeing.
Yeah, we have 2 pieces to our strategy. One, we look at about 60,000 securities every day. We look for about 20 business characteristics that are fundamentally driven. Financial characteristics that show things are good and getting better, where we can get a revaluation. We then take a second process which looks at market risk, and then below the market level, where the money is going on a sector basis. And basically, we look for expanding breadth within a sector. We look for an industry where over time, a higher and higher percentage of stocks are participating in a rally. So we know there's money getting put to work. So if we can find the right neighborhood and then focus on the leading company or the leading companies in those groups that have things visible that are getting better, not getting worse, those 3 things help us to target what we call market leaders.
I can picture our viewers right now fantasizing about having all the fancy technology you've got in your office to do that kind of thing.
We have lots of toys.
All right, very good. Well, what we're going to do now is the Market Call Minute. Backed by popular demand is the Market Call Minute. We are Going to go through the drill here with David. He knows it. We're going to fire some names at him. He'll give us a short answer as to what he thinks. Al in Stephenville, Newfoundland, wants to know about Veresen.
Former Fort Chicago, midstream energy assets, pipeline, I'd be a buyer.
But you don't hold it?
No, we do. We do actually have that in a couple of our mandates.
Okay, Laura is in Richmond Hill, Ontario. TD Bank, buy, sell, or hold?
Okay, so TD Bank, we do not own it. One of the best performing Canadian banks. Frankly, at about $1 or $2 higher, we probably would be a buyer of the stock.
So you want to see it go up, not down?
I want to see it go up and break out of this trading range.
All right. Michael in Uxbridge, Ontario on AT&T.
AT&T, one of those companies that'll benefit from reduced capital expenditure this upcoming year, strong dividend, reduced expenditure. That's the right formula for this market. Christine
Day, the CEO of Lululemon, rang the closing bell at the NASDAQ today. What do you think of Lulu? Michael wants to know.
Well, in full disclosure, we were short this stock and covered it yesterday.
Oh.
I think we're wrong. Stock's behaving certainly better, and it's in the right space.
Really interesting. Chris in Halifax on Manulife.
We have avoided all of the insurance companies. Very low interest rates and difficult equity markets make it tough to make a lot of money as a life insurer.
Corning makes that glass for flat panels and phones and so on. Andrews in London, Ontario wants to know about Corning.
Yeah, in full disclosure, we're short the stock in our long short fund. It's difficult making a margin in the glass business right now, selling into TVs.
And you think it's overvalued?
We just think that the trends are going against it, and they've made a big commitment to this industry.
All right, there's GLW in New York, Corning, which has transformed itself many times over the years. It's quite a venerable name. All right, nicely done on the Market Call Minute there, David. It's time now for top picks, and we'll get to those right after this break.